This is drug money.
And I literally teleported there. I stepped through a portal.
My mom was like, you really drank like an American on Saturday. I didn't like that. That's actually pretty accurate. It's a horse and carriage.
X Factor episode. What episode is this?
I don't know. I should know. 22?
23, I think. I think it's 23. It's been a long time. We took, 4 or 5 weeks off. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I've been gone. So
you've been gone. We're going to talk about that. First, let's try Pirate Water. This is a Barstool drink. I see like Brianna Chicken Fry advertise it all the time.
Viva la Stool. I like that.
Yeah. You don't like that? You kind of
I do.
Oh, yeah. Then it has the Barstool logo on it. It looks cool. It's Sex on the Beach. I guess it's, it's cocktail.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Let's try it out.
It is technically still summer, so Sex on the Beach,
Nice. 10% alcohol.
It just gave me a chill.
Oh, if this isn't Four Loko, what?
Good God.
It tastes like Four Loko, no?
No, it does. It tastes like the gasoline taste that Four Loko has.
Wow.
Which I was like reminded of 3 days ago when we had some.
You had Four Loko 3 days ago?
My cousin did, and I just had to try. The flavor was USA. I was like, I need to know what this tastes like.
So, did it taste like freedom?
Gasoline. He said it was something. What did he say? He's like, all you guys do in America is own, like, you can't walk anywhere. You have to own a car. And he was like, life, liberty, and the pursuit of automobiles.
Dude, your cousin was so funny. He knew
awesome.
so many. He's from Norway.
Yes.
He knew so many like relevant pop, more than me sometimes. He would like reference like old shows and I'm like, what?
He's first of all such a knowledgeable dude in general.
Yeah.
But it was very funny because he was saying, because all of us, like the American cousins, like we all met him or got acquainted with him again after a long time of not seeing him. And he was just like, yeah, you guys just think it's so funny that I know all these memes. He's like, but in Norway, we get Norwegian memes and American memes. I was like, okay. Like he would say things like, oh, he just like me for real. And I was like, why do you know that?
I remember the first night I met him, he was like, do you guys say like for real? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like FR. I was like, yeah. And he's like,
Yeah, he kept doing that. Because also, I think he hasn't like really like been drinking as much. And we kind of like went like hard these past few days because I was like, no, we're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna go out. You're gonna get the full American experience. He kept going. He was like, I want to see a Walmart parking lot. He was like, Paris, they have the Eiffel Tower. America, Walmart parking lot. I was like,
why just a parking lot?
Because all the memes about the Walmart parking lot. So he went and saw that. What did he do? We tried some Four Locos. Like I was trying to do some American drinks. He tried White Claw. Loved White Claw. Like we kept hanging out and he's like, I'll have a White Claw. Like, there you go.
He said he drinks more like vodka and beer.
Yeah, but that's kind of like all of Europe. Like I don't think seltzers have really made it there yet. At least to the places I've been. Like they're not really that big.
So you guys went to bottomless mimosas in the morning.
It was so scary.
And then you guys hung out all day.
Yeah.
And then at nighttime, we came over and y'all were swimming and just hanging out. And it was probably like 10 p.m. And we were just drinking, hanging out, talking.
Yeah.
And he's like, so like, do you guys do this every weekend? And I was like, what do you mean this?
Yeah.
He's like, just hanging out by the pool, drinking, chilling. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm moving to America.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to be a Florida man.
I asked him what does he do on the weekends?
I clarified that.
Okay.
I guess I didn't really clarify that because I don't know. I mean, he does he's like, I go to the gym a lot. Like, I don't know. He works and he definitely works on the weekends a lot and he's in school right now. I just don't think, I don't know. I guess he just, I feel like the group of people, because like, I feel like we're at all times, we can invite like 10 people to hang out. I don't know about you, but I feel very confident I could wrangle 10 people up at any given time.
I don't know about you. You do know about me. I can do that. What are you talking about? I don't know about you, but I have a lot of friends personally.
I'm trying not to speak for you. Trying not to speak for you. But
no, 100%. But also we grew up here. So that's easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
he grew up there.
In Norway, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
In the same area? Did he?
Yeah, he lives in Oslo. He talks about the differences a lot, especially like when I would say how much something costs. Oslo is really expensive, dude. Like it's really expensive. I always think America's pretty expensive, but like I think our buying power is just more. I don't know.
And then Taco Bell, he enjoyed. He was like, it's it's so greasy and oily, and I love it.
He loved what's that place with the castle?
White Castle?
White Castle.
Yeah.
What's that place with the castle? White Castle. Yeah, he loved it. I'm trying to think of what else he ate. He was like, I've never tried brunch. We took him to brunch. He was like, he woke up that morning because he had been hungover from the night before because we had taken him to like a speakeasy. I'd never really been to a speakeasy because obviously they didn't have the prohibition in Norway. And he was just like, the next morning he was so hungover and he was just like, I feel really sorry for myself right now. Like, how are you guys able to just keep going? I was like, well, the secret to like, which they know. I mean, in Norway they start drinking at like 13, so it's not like this is news to him. But I was like, you just gotta keep drinking, man. One mimosa and you'll be fine. My mom was like, you really drank like an American on Saturday. I didn't like that. I was like, I was trying to give him the full experience. It was a selfless decision.
Yeah, and then also from Taco Bell, he's like, all this food for $5. Like, he was freaking out about that. So interesting. Like, there's a lot of differences in everything. But you just came also back from Kosovo. You spent 4 weeks there.
No.
Three
3 weeks. Well, I spent a week in Croatia. So I spent 3 weeks in the Eastern European area, period. Spent a week in Croatia with my family. There's a lot of similarities and differences, but then I did go ahead and spend 2 weeks. I think maybe more than 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks in Kosovo. Did a lot of, like, hung out with my family mainly, went to a lot of weddings.
A lot of weddings. How many weddings did you go to?
I think it was a week straight of going to weddings, like probably 5 or 6.
Are these all like family friends? Do you know? You don't know all the time, do you? Also, how many people are at these weddings?
A lot. So
like
the way that the weddings work in Kosovo, it's very traditional in the sense of, and I can only speak for like mainly Catholic weddings. Kosovo is like a 97% like Muslim dominated country. But there's my family, we like remain Catholic. There's a lot of like, we have a very big history of like oppression and stuff in our country. And so like there was a lot of converting that happened basically. So my family, we're Catholic and we're part of like the 1 or 2%. And so I can only speak on like what a Catholic wedding is, even though I do think that like a Muslim wedding is pretty similar over there. But basically what happens is it's a little bit like traditional, and I don't always agree with all of our traditions, but basically what happens is you start in the morning and you have the wedding for the woman's family, and then the groom comes and picks her up and takes her to where the groom's family is for the rest of the wedding, basically. Okay. And when that happens, we're talking about like 200 people at the first one and like 200 other people and like the way that you get invited, there's no like seating, there's no seating arrangements or whatever. Your family gets invited, and it's all family. So and then at the end, like when you're all together, like the woman's family does come. It's not as many as people.
Well, it's not all family if there's 200 people on each side.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like they're all related in some way. There's definitely friends too, but for the most part, it's family. It's just like huge families.
Like your 16th cousin? 14
like,
removed.
The weddings that I was going to was my some of them were engagements as well. So the engagements are very similar. They're still a big party. Yeah. So one of them was my dad's uncle's son's or daughter's son. So it was like, it's just like somehow we're cousins. I don't know what, it's 2 times removed or whatever it is, but like it's big. And the whole family comes. So it's like, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. I love it. It's just dancing, partying for hours. Always open bar. That's just always a thing. Like you just never...
Crazy. Another thing is you FaceTimed me a couple times while you were over there, and one of the times, well, first of all, both of the times you were lit. I got no sober phone calls.
I had 6 weddings. What do you want from me? And then some concerts and stuff. But no, I know. Yeah, I was
no
lit.
sober phone calls, but
well, whatever. You didn't need those. The drunk ones are more fun.
But in one of them, you were talking about, you were like, yeah, I just came back from whatever it was, and I just found rocks in my pocket.
Oh, yeah.
And you told me the whole story, but I want you to tell me that because that was just like I just want you to know. So we've been friends for 10 years, right? Yeah. And I've heard about, your experiences over there so many times. It's not real. I'm telling you, it's not real in my head. I'm like, you're making this up.
No,
I've seen like a couple, photos, stories and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm like,
that place is not real.
No, it doesn't real. And it's funny. So I had a dream. This was like early on in your trip. I had a dream that you forgot something and I had to bring it to you.
Yeah.
And I literally teleported there. I stepped through a portal. Like it was an actual physical portal. And I was like, oh, she forgot. I forgot what it even was. But I stepped through the portal. I show up and it's like on top of a mountain, but it's like sand. It's just sand. It's like a desert, but it's a mountain.
You put us in the Middle East, bro.
Yeah. And so and you're like, oh, my sister's going to come pick you up and whatever. So your sisters roll up on this like, in this like 1950s car. It's like.
That's actually pretty accurate. Oh, no, it's a horse and carriage?
No, it's not a horse and carriage. It's like, but no, it's basically It didn't have a
one of
top.
those,
You know,
like-
literally, like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you would see someone with like a monocle and like a good day. Like,
Okay.
like that's literally what you they picked me up on. Then we went back to your family's house, and that's kind of all I remember. I don't even know. I was like, oh, since I'm here, like, can I hang out? You're like, sure.
You already came here. Yeah. No, that's actually so funny that you mentioned the car thing. Real quick segue. So the other day I was driving here and out in Kosovo, where I'm from, like the number one car that everybody has and everybody makes jokes about, it's a Volkswagen Golf 2.
Okay.
And that car, I saw it here for the first time ever. Everybody has that car over there.
Yeah.
Saw it here for the first time ever. Antique plate. I was like, oh my God. Everybody's just driving that old ass car. Like, that's just what it is. But then also, this is a little critique on my culture. I have never seen nicer cars in my life than in Kosovo. The streets of Kosovo, which, like, unpaved gravel road, and it's like a Lamborghini, it's a Ferrari, it's like an expensive BMW, expensive Mercedes. I'm like, this is drug money. We're talking about a culture that makes $4,000 a year. That's like the average annual income, $4,000. So yeah, you're not affording a Lamborghini. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But anyways, I digress. The rocks in my pocket. So in Eastern Europe in general, there's a very bad stray dog problem. But the worst of it is in Albania and Kosovo, where I'm from. Like, it's just so freaking bad. There's a lot of like movements to try to like fix it. Basically what they'll do is like,
No one has pet dogs. There's no domesticated dogs, correct?
there is more and more each year, but it's still not common. Like, it's not really a big thing. There's more in Albania, like the capital of Albania, but like in Kosovo where I'm from, like you can tell like it's like somebody that either that came from like outside and is just visiting, or it's just like becoming a little bit more common, but there's not like a pet store you go to. But the capital cities tend to have more like pets. But yeah, so in Kosovo, what they do is they get these dogs and then they tag their ears because they give them other shots. But these dogs are like, these are motherfuckers. Like, they are like, they know exactly where they can go to like get food.
Khalil's FaceTiming me.
Answer it.
What the fuck?
You always call us on Tuesdays knowing it's podcast day.
Nice. Your forehead is shining. It's so clear.
Yeah. Oh. All right, we're gonna shoot, bro.
You should shoot. Thank you guys for answering.
No problem. Peace.
Peace. I'll see you Thursday.
All right.
Well, get the fuck out of here, Khalil. Anyways, so these dogs know exactly like where to go for food and stuff, and they're not very like scared of humans anymore. However, they know that like you have to be aggressive towards them, right? Because they're aggressive to you, especially once like it becomes summertime and stuff. Or actually, I think dogs breed year round, but I don't know. This happens a lot in the summer. There's puppies, right? Moms are aggressive. So what you do is you have to like assert your dominance when if you're being approached by a wild dog, or I guess they're not wild, whatever. If you're approached by a dog,
No, they're wild.
right, because they're not domesticated yet.
Yes.
If you're approached by a wild dog, you cannot like. First of all, you can't run because that just makes them want to chase. You can't back down. You have to be like more aggressive than they are. So you have to like assert your dominance. One of the ways is they're so trained because people people back in Kosovo like grab rocks to throw at them, that even if you bend down, they'll like run because they know that that's what you're about to do. But yeah, so what I do is when I'm walking, because it's a walking city, like I said earlier, or a walking country really, you just have to have like rocks in your pocket just in case, because you never know when like you're gonna be like caught. And there's like different places that like I know I'm like, okay, I can't really walk that way to go home because there's a lot of dogs in that area. And it's kind of scary, man. They chase, and sometimes it's like, okay, one-on-one, if it's one dog, it's fine. Sometimes there's like 15 dogs. So
Oh my. Have you ever had to like fight one of them? Like kick them at least?
No, I've never kicked a dog. I want to go on the record. I've never kicked a dog. But Zana actually one time was like walking home and it was really late at night and they started like straight chasing her and they would not get away. Luckily, a car like stopped on the road while she was walking and she ran on the other side of the car and like a random dude was like get in the car, and she got in the car, and then they like went away, and then he just like made sure she got home safely. But it was like super like, it was so scary. But yeah, so that's why I have rocks in my pockets. But there's a lot of like weird stuff like that you have to deal with when you're over there that like you wouldn't think twice about here.
Yeah, I just think it's so crazy that like the things you say, I'm like, there's no way that's real. That's crazy.
I
Wild.
know, and like people here, I think would be so like distraught to see these dogs. Meanwhile, people over there are like, get the fuck out of my way. Like,
Yeah, because they're wild, they're scary.
they are, and I get so scared of any of them. Zana loves them because a lot of them are just chilling. Like there's some that like know where all the shady spots are in town, like for shade.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that know like where people have a lot of food that like falls or stuff. And so
I feel like
chilling.
the best thing to compare it to is like a raccoon. They're so cute and they can be like nice and peaceful,
Yeah.
but the angry ones are scared.
Yeah. And I mean, I do also feel bad for them. Like, I really do. I wish, like, there was more movement to, like, get them neutered or spayed.
Yeah, but you only feel
cat
bad
thing?
for that because there's domesticated dogs. But, like,
Yes.
those dogs are supposed to be in the wild.
They're chilling. Like, they are chilling. They're living their best lives. Like, and we make jokes, too, because they're, like, Albanian, right? Like, they understand Albanian. Like, I swear, like, they're used to it. And I think we always make jokes. We're like, that's an Albanian-ass dog. Look at him. He won't move out of the way for anybody. He won't do anything. But, yeah, and I mean, it's fine. Like, it's just part of life. And it's part of life over there. And it is what it is. I think a lot of people, like, I don't know. When I was younger, I convinced my dad to take one of the puppies that was in our neighborhood to the vet. And this vet, I thought vets over there are for like cattle and like actual animals you need to live.
Yeah.
So my dad brought this puppy, and they were like, "What am I gonna do about this puppy?" Like, so anyway, that is definitely a difference over there.
I think about so often where people are raised and how like the cultural differences, not even like other countries, but
Yeah.
like just literally even in the same state. Like I meet so many people. I've had this conversation recently. I meet
yeah.
so many people that are like, oh, like I tell them I'm from Orlando. They're like, you're from Orlando? Like you're a rare breed. So many people say that. And I'm like,
What?
That's great. Cause they're like, oh, so many people I know are from out of state or South
Yeah.
Florida or whatever. But us, since like we were raised here, most of
Yeah.
the people we know are from here.
Yeah.
Because that's just been our experience. Those are the people we know. But if you moved here, you meet random people from all over the place. So it's totally different. It's just like, I think about this like stupid often, all the time.
I have. It's really funny because if you look at like my Apple Maps locations or my Snap Maps locations, there's like all over Europe. Like I have a friend in Australia now. She moved from London, but she's Albanian. Like things like that. Like I'm like collecting my little Sims in different like areas of the world. But yeah, no, I think that there's a lot of differences. I always say like, I do think that because America is such a big and powerful country, and this is a hot take, I do think that a lot of people that have like been born and raised here and have never like ventured out are very like close-minded, and not close-minded, but they're kind of ignorant on like how the rest of the world works. If I brought any of my friends, if I brought you to Kosovo right now, there would be definitely a sense of culture shock. I'm not saying that you would be like, I don't like this or anything like that, but I'm just saying you would definitely be like, no way you people live like this.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no way we live like this. Like,
No,
there's
100%.
time- you know, when I was younger, we would just have there's a thing, they still do that in I think I saw that they do this in South Africa, and I'm sure they do it in a ton of other countries in the world. But basically, it's like mandate. I can't remember what it's called, but the government shuts down electricity for like a scheduled amount during the day. Except we didn't schedule it in Kosovo. They would just shut that shit off because like basically we were like in debt to other countries or whatever. I don't even know how it works. They just turned it off. And in like, for example, the capital city, they turn off the water at a certain time at night. Water's off, like good luck. So basically like every like bathroom you go in, there's like water bottles, and we still do that. We just in case the water shuts off, we have certain water bottles and stuff just so you can flush the toilet and wash your hands and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's kind of insane.
That's crazy. I can go next summer.
You can go next summer.
You ask your aunt.
Go. Yeah, my aunt
Bro.
doesn't care. Yeah.
All right, say less.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go.
You were gone for a minute. There were so many things that happened, like pop culture wise, like news, like all this
Yes.
stuff. Every time, like I have a list on my phone. It's like things to talk about, but now it's old news, everything
Well,
like that.
I have some that are pretty like big news. It just happened like yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, so one thing, have you heard about the Blind Side thing?
No,
First of all, I want to put on the record that I never saw this movie. I still haven't seen it.
I definitely have seen it probably 3 times. Can I recall it? No.
Okay, well, all I'm saying is I just like have an intuition about things before they happen because I was like, I'm not gonna watch this movie. I'm kidding. I just didn't watch it. But basically what happened is the main character, what was his name? Michael Orr has a petition out today. He's 36 or 37, I think. Basically, he found out like 10 years after the movie was made that he was never actually adopted by his family. The parents, they never adopted him. They actually had a conservatorship where they basically like can create businesses and like control his money. You know, the whole thing that Britney Spears. So Michael Orr, he thought he was adopted this whole time. He was not adopted. Basically, what happened is he has a 14-page petition that he just filed for court. And it alleges that Sean and Leanne, Tui, whatever it is, who took Orr into their home as a high school student, never adopted him. So that was the whole, like, that's the whole basis on, like, why he said yes to doing the movie and whatever, is because he would be adopted. And basically,
I'm so confused right now. We're talking about real life?
This is real. This is real.
So
he didn't know he was
agreed
never
to do
adopted.
the movie.
Yeah, so, okay. Toys used their power as conservators to strike a deal that paid them and their two birth children millions of dollars in royalties from an Oscar-winning film that earned more than $300 million, while Orr got nothing.
Did they make the film, the parents?
In his name. It's his story.
Oh, this is not the actor. This is the
main guy, the real person.
Yes.
The real person that is actually like based on.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was never actually adopted. They never told him. He found out like what? Has it been 10 years? 10 years later, that basically they were just like because the conservatorship is like they can make decisions for you or whatever. They can create businesses in your name. They ensured that the parents and their two birth kids got money from that movie, and he didn't.
He didn't get any money from the entire movie?
That's what it says. That is what it says that in royalties. While Orr got nothing. In the years since, the Toys have continued calling the 37-year-old Orr their adopted son and have used that assertion to promote their foundation, as well as Leanne Toy's work as an author and motivational speaker. So that's freaking crazy. And so he's like basically, I guess he's suing them. What's a petition? Suing them? He's definitely doing something with the court. For the court. I don't know. I think you have to petition to end conservatorship. I don't know. The details are hazy, but basically another thing that's happening right now is, I don't know if you heard, but Sandra Bullock's partner just died.
We're just going to the next.
No, she acted in The Blind Side.
Okay.
So basically, her partner just died, and people are like, why aren't you speaking up about the like Blind Side thing? And like her partner just died like 2 days ago.
Yeah, what the
So
heck?
people are like, oh, you knew, like, why would you not take a stance on this, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, dude, the guy himself didn't even know. I know Sandra Bullock didn't freaking know. Like,
Yeah.
She wasn't like, oh, this is like a heartwarming, supposedly, story. I mean.
And this is this movie came out over 10 years ago.
Exactly.
Like, so
and
old.
like, I mean, like, I can see people being like, I mean, say something, like, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, she had nothing to do with it. She's probably just as like confused as he is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought it was kind of interesting. Also pretty slimy. Like whatever the case may be, even because I think the parents are alleging that like, he said like Sean Toy was like, we're devastated. It's upsetting to think we would make money off any of our children. We're gonna love Michael at 37 just like we loved him at 16. The petition that Michael, the guy, asked the court to. The guy, what his petition said, was to end the conservatorship and to issue an injunction barring them from using his name and likeness. It also seeks a full accounting of the money that they earned using his name and to have the couple pay him his fair share of profits. So basically, it just sounds like he got screwed out of a deal, and he agreed to sign the conservatorship thinking that he would be adopted into the family he was never officially adopted into.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's very slimy. Regardless of if like they were sharing the money with him or not, to me, I'm like, okay, but you didn't adopt him. Like why did you say you adopted him? It just feels wrong.
In the movie, they adopted him too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole premise is like, oh, how heartwarming. They adopted him. So anyway, but yeah, Sandra Bullock's partner just died of ALS. It was like, she's grieving. It literally just happened. It's like, let's leave her alone, shall we? Like, how is she supposed to freaking know?
I feel that. That's wild. Well, I'm sure more stuff will come out about it soon. When did that?
100%.
Was
this literally happened. This article that I'm reading, August 14th. Today is August 15th. So this is like just happening.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, I don't know.
I want to look into that and see what
happens.
Where it goes. Yeah.
Same thing with the freaking like speaking of things that we've been missing out on, the freaking Bobby thing.
Yeah. So she blew up literally since you've been like
I know.
in Europe. That's crazy.
I remember you sending. First of all, I remember seeing her on my For You page. I just saw a clip of her and Drake. I was like, "What is this?" I didn't really think anything of it, but then I was like, Drake doesn't really do interviews, like not much, not often.
And whenever he does, they go like super viral because he doesn't do them super often.
And then you were like, watch it. Finally, I like even sat and watched a clip, and I was like, this girl is so cool.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
So background information, Bobbi Altov was a TikToker. She had maybe a couple million followers. So a lot, but not like on TikTok. Like that's not insane, right? She is a mother of two.
Okay.
She made like mother content, like
I saw some of that.
Funny, relatable, like content about breastfeeding, about kids, stuff like that.
She's so pretty, by the way. Not that it has to be commented on, but I'm like, goodness.
Yeah, super cute girl. And she started a podcast, and her 6th episode ever.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, we're on 23.
I know. I'm like, Drake?
Her 6th episode ever, she had Drake on.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
Super
Interview
impressive.
blew up. Her entire style, and I've thought about this so often because who's doing a podcast that's like actually like in format completely different? Nobody.
I know. And she's gonna like low-key revolutionize it. Like,
Definitely.
She's making an impact.
I made this comparison the other day that like YouTube has been through so many phases.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be just like the worst quality videos, right? Then like kind of like daily vlogs were huge at one point, like family channels.
Yeah.
Then like high quality content, storytelling. Then right now it's like Mr. Beast, like super high quality content.
Right.
And podcasting, like there's no phases. And I mean,
Right.
it's been around for like 10 years, but you know, there's been no new podcast, right?
So for background, she plays this character in her podcast where she's like very like dry humor, it's just
Kind of
it's
like
awkward,
standoffish, rude, a little bit awkward.
a little rude. I love it, and it's so funny. Like she's just so. I would feel panicked in that situation because I wouldn't know how to feed into it. But because it's supposed to be awkward, it's almost even better. Like I don't know, I love it.
Yeah, and the thing is too, also in all of these interviews and podcasts with celebrities, what is the interviewer trying to do? Like just like make them feel comfortable and like be very professional and like kind of like kiss up to them. They're huge, right? Any interview with Drake ever, is there ever an interview where someone is making fun of him? No. Never. But she just straight up, she's like, where's your kid right now?
Yeah.
like just like giving him like weird faces and making it awkward.
Yeah. He loved it. Homie was giggling, kicking his feet up. Like he loved it.
Yeah.
So
and it went super viral because some of the clips were just so awkward and like painful to watch, but it was Drake, so it was like, whoa, he's just a human.
I think he played into it so well.
Yeah.
Like the chemistry was there. It was crazy.
Yeah. So she blew up, like she had 2 million followers or something on TikTok. Now she has like 6 million. She got signed to the same, not label, but the same agency as Drake is signed to, WME, which is like one of the biggest. There's like 3 top ones, like UTA, WME, and like another one. Top talent agencies that do TikTokers, but then also do celebrities like Drake, right? So she was just blowing up, and she just did an interview recently. They're like, oh, so are you rich now? And she's like, I blew up like 3 weeks ago. I haven't seen a single check because it's so new. Like she hasn't got paid yet.
She hasn't even
So it'll be like
even had time to.
It'll be like overnight. She's like going from like making. I don't know what she did before, what her main job is, but she's a mom of 2.
Yeah.
So overnight, she's gonna be a millionaire. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And then she had Lil Yachty, and then she had Tyga, and she had Mark Cuban.
She had what's his name? Funny
Marco. That was before Drake.
I know, but he was funny.
Yeah,
they were funny together.
So funny. So then she blew up a ton, and a few days ago,
not even that long ago, this was probably the Drake
days.
concert was like Sunday night.
Yeah.
So this was like yesterday.
Yeah. It's Tuesday, but 2 days ago.
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Whatever.
isn't it?
Tuesday.
So she was at a Drake concert. She posted a funny video there.
Yeah.
The next day, I was like trying to show someone a clip of that podcast, and they were all deleted.
Gone.
Couldn't find
Video's
them.
gone. All the clips are gone. Everything's gone. And they unfollowed each other.
So then the next day, all these TikToks are coming out. No real details, just saying that like they're all deleted.
They have to speak on it, right? They have to.
Drake doesn't.
You're right. Who's going to tell him to freaking speak on it?
Yeah, it was just a random podcast that he volunteered to do. Like it was so like, it didn't.
I know, but it was so big.
I think it was huge because it just humanized him.
Yeah.
Like, Drake is like a multi-gajillion, maybe close to a billionaire.
He is. I can't speak on it, but he has to be. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's also very cool because she was like not big. So that's why I was like, oh, this is so freaking cool. Like,
Which again is another aspect that a human. It's like this celebrity is going on this like nobody's podcast, right?
Drake.
But there's like there's I guess not. He's probably not taking that risk again. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
We won't. Whatever happened. I don't have a husband. That's one of the rumors. Is like,
so that's like I think the main rumor is that because again the day before it was deleted, she was at his concert.
Yep.
So something had to have happened at the concert.
And she posted a clip. She did not take the clip of that concert down. Because she's there and she's like me vibing at the Drake concert. And she's just like everybody's dancing around her and she's just sitting there like cross-armed. Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah. Like, but she did not take that down.
It wasn't at the Drake concert. It said me vibing at this guy's concert. Oh. So you didn't even know who it was, but you heard the music.
Yeah. It was obviously Drake. But that's so funny. Yeah, no, so the rumor is that like Drake tried to hit on her or something, and she has a husband. She's very open about her husband, and so I don't know. That was the beef. I just like can't see that. I can't see him being that petty to like that be the reason to just. I don't know. I'm like I know him. He wouldn't do that. Like
I don't think so either. But the only thing I think she wouldn't have taken it down by her own choice.
It was definitely him. I feel like there's no way. You know, it does not matter what. I feel like, okay, let's say her husband got mad. Let's just say at just her.
Yeah.
I would literally be like, it's fucking Drake. You want me to take this down? This is like so pivotal in my career. Like, why would I take that down? Like, so I definitely do think it was like a him thing.
Right. Has to be. Another thing is he filmed. So they filmed in his like it wasn't in his bedroom, but it was in a bed, and it was
in a bed,
and it was like I think that was at an arena that he was performing at. He just has a bedroom there, crazy. But
I hate that.
His team is the one who filmed it. He sent the edited podcast. He sent the clips. She wasn't even allowed to clip it up. He sent everything.
That makes sense.
Right, because he wanted control of it, which makes me believe that like he probably had to say like no, take it down for whatever reason.
So for me, my theory was until I found out that they unfollowed each other.
Yeah.
If they had not unfollowed each other, my theory is that maybe he said something on the podcast. Maybe it was something that wasn't really that important, like nobody really picked up on, but it was something that was like crucial. I don't know what it was, but it might have been something that like was damaging, or maybe he was hinting at something, or like I'm just saying he slipped up in some way that's like important that we don't know about. But they unfollowed each other, so I'm like, that's personal, right? It has to be personal.
Yeah, it has to be
and
personal.
he posted this thing on Instagram. I sent it to you. I sent you the screenshot. Wait. Give me 1 second.
No, that's such a stretch.
That's not a stretch.
I don't know if this guy is going to care enough to make a caption on Instagram about this random girl's podcast. No way.
Please hold.
I don't think it's about
if he's that petty
her.
that if she like didn't like subject to his advances or whatever.
What are we talking?
Good God, do you hear me?
His advances.
Usually it's a cutthroat cryptic caption for the ones that turn on the gang members, but tonight I just heard some of the best music ever, so I'm happy and I will spare you little birdies. Thanks to @Tizo Touchdown.
I just don't think that's because of a random podcast girl.
It was the only like.
It was, yeah, I know everything going on in his life.
That's the only thing. It's huge.
He probably has 1,000 people switching up on him every single day.
I wouldn't switch up on you.
Anyways, well, listen. So people's theories are that yes, he tried to like maybe do something with her, and then she rejected him, and maybe it's but it's crazy because so my I was talking to my brother about this yesterday, and he was like, well, why? Yeah, if he like made advances, why wouldn't she delete it? And why wouldn't she like expose him?
Why?
And I'm like,
would she?
Why would she? I mean, it makes sense why she would.
Expose him, yes, if he made
like
her
on a moral grounds, I guess it makes sense. But unfortunately, she's getting so many like this interview is why she had a career, right?
Okay.
So she is in a very, very horrible position to where if something did happen, she's getting all these rappers that are literally Drake's friends, right? And if she were to expose him, like that, just no one else would do interviews with her, realistically.
Hold on though. Okay, I do have a final opinion on this.
Okay.
If he hit on her, and by hit on her, I mean he was like, "You want to hook up?"
Yeah.
And she said no.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think that like all of this is ridiculous. Now, and I don't think she should expose him. Like whatever. Right. Okay, she has a husband. Yes. Is it morally right of him? Absolutely not. But like he asked. Like he just asked. He did it was consensual, right? Now, if he did something like sexual assault, then I don't care how many friends he has in the industry. She will have support, as hard as it is. She will have support, and it would be more meaningful to her career if she said something and was like, this is what happened. Like, he tried to do something.
Definitely. So what if he didn't try to do something, but since she rejected him, he's like, all right, take down the interviews then.
Damn.
Worth exposing for her?
I mean,
again, on
it's
a moral
not worth,
on a moral grounds, yes. Like, I guess quote the right thing to do to protect maybe other people or like
right.
whatever.
Well, actually, because that is, you know what? That is low key a form of like coercion,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And not
definitely.
a form, it is coercion. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a power imbalance kind of thing. It's like, okay, yeah, but that's her like career. You know what? At the same time though, low key, if I was her, I'd be like, oh, okay, PR stunt. Not PR stunt, but like now people are gonna be talking about me more. But again, I always think about the Harvey Weinstein thing, and I'm just like, what if like this is another one of those situations, like, and so many people are just like, oh, I had to sleep with him to like get the role, or I had to sleep with him otherwise he'd fire me, or blah 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 blah. And it's like one of these things where she was like, no, and he was like, okay, well if you don't, then you have to take all your stuff down. And proud of her for respecting herself enough to be like, no, but still a crappy situation. I don't know. I really. Also, I do wish, like, this is a little bit of a tangent, but, well, not a tangent. This is a complete segue. So let me just actually keep talking.
No, that's it. I mean, there's only speculation at this point. There's nothing that's come out. It's just weird that she was at his concert one day and the next day.
Yeah,
deleted.
that has to be something that was like a, if he unfollowed, like, it has to be personal. There's just no other, like, explanation. But now I was gonna say that I really wish that I was here to do the pod like 3 weeks ago when all the Colleen Ballinger thing was going on, because Bobbi, that was one of Bobby's first guests, right?
She paid her $300 to go on that podcast.
Okay, well, that situation, I don't really, this is so horrible of me, I don't really watch podcasts, I don't really watch YouTube that often. I watched the H3 podcast, the whole in-depth, like, deep dive into this drama.
Really?
It's insane. It's sick. It's sick in the head. I like cannot believe people are like this. It's insane. This person, first of all, I can't believe how many people had a parasocial relationship with her. Like,
wait. We always do this. We got to get some background. So Colleen Ballinger was a YouTuber who has been big for like, she was like an OG YouTuber.
She's huge. She has a YouTube empire. She had a few characters as far as I know.
The biggest character
Miranda
was
Sings.
Miranda Sings.
Right.
And to be honest, I know nothing what she does. I think she's just a very exaggerated. Like,
she's very exaggerated. I didn't know what she did either. I thought it was like definitely for kids. And she would do live tours. These freaking characters in these skits were not for kids. And people would go to her tours and her shows and watch her content online and think that this was an adult, like this was for adults.
Yeah.
Show up and there's a ton of like children there and they're like very confused. I'm talking about like skits about porn, using kids on stage to like visualize sex moves, literally insanity. Her and her crazy sick brother. Like, her brother literally was like, they told him like, you're not allowed to talk to people under 18 anymore. And then he got like a bunch of messages came leaked like from these kids that he would basically groom, that were like, he would literally be like, yeah, they told you have to keep it a secret because like they told me I'm not allowed to do this anymore. Sick. He was like actually sick. He'd be like, send me a video of you hugging someone. Send me a video of your voice. Sick. Like, literally sick in the head.
That's insane. And then so the big thing about her, she had a lot of allegations about her being super like sending. She literally sent an underage fan underwear as like a joke. She was like, "Oh, it was a joke," and it was, and there was a context behind it. But at the end of the day, common sense, you probably shouldn't send a minor underwear, right?
And she was in group chats with these like 12-year-old kids. She was sending Trisha Paytas's nudes to these kids. And they were like supposed to be best friends. Super freaking weird. She was talking to them in such a like when'd you lose your virginity? She had a tampon challenge where she would like make all of them pretend like lick a tampon or like put it in their mouth or like their nose. I can't remember.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about all this. That's freaking crazy.
It's insane.
So all these things came out and she dropped the YouTube video. This is a little bit of old news by now.
I know that it's old news, but it's mind blowing. If you please go watch this apology video, like it is the most crazy thing.
So she's holding a ukulele and she's like, oh, like my team said to not talk about this, but they didn't say to not sing about it.
Oh my God. I know her PR team was like, no.
So she drops this video of her singing.
God.
It wasn't even an apology because she's saying everyone's blowing this out of proportion. And she said like the biggest line that was like viral from that, she was like, hop off the toxic gossip train.
One stop shop to manipulation station. Yeah, goes invested.
Yeah.
This is one of those videos that goes down in YouTube video history, in my opinion. I can't name another video that goes down in YouTube video history right now off the top of my head. Maybe like Charlie bit my finger, or like it tastes like gasoline. I don't know how much more you want me to drink of that.
Wow, incredible.
How much have you had? You're blacked right now. You're blacked out.
Oh,
it
man.
tastes so bad. I'm sorry. What's her name? Brianna Chicken Fry. I apologize. It's so bad. Barstool, please still sponsor us.
Yeah,
but
for
like,
real.
good
Sponsored
God.
by Barstool would be sick. Anyways, just a weird, like, just.
It was just so bad, and I needed to get it off my chest. I know that it's old news, but like, if you like me, don't really watch YouTube, don't really watch podcasts, this is worth your time. Please go look into it. I've never been so mind blown that a person like this exists. This, if anything, just watch the apology video because it's mind blowing.
Okay, so speaking of people getting canceled too, the other day on the radio, so you know Lizzo's being accused now of creating like a toxic work environment. I don't even know, like there's some allegations of like sexual harassment, but then there's some of just like fat shaming. Real quick before we get into it.
Okay.
I just want to talk about how some people are cancelable, some people are not. Some people, they're like, oh, screw their music. R. Kelly, never listen to his music again. Some other people, they're like, oh, they're canceled, but still play their music, whatever.
R. Kelly can rot in hell, by the way.
I literally turned on my car and the radio was playing, and immediately the radio host is like, it's like, yeah, so Lizzo, it's not looking good for her. She's been accused 8 times of a toxic work environment. There's some things of sexual assault. Yeah, it's not looking good for Lizzo. It's about damn time. And then her song comes in, and I was like, yo, that was the intro for her song. That was crazy.
Okay. Not even to be.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, that's not the first lyric of the song. The first lyric is like, so he goes, it's not looking good for Lizzo. It's bad, bitch o'clock. Yeah, it's something 30, whatever the.
Oh my God.
It's like, oh, it's thick 30, and I was just like, just ain't no way.
Thick 30 goes hard though. No, okay. I will say, when has the radio ever stopped playing Chris Brown's music? When has the radio ever stopped playing Ignition by R. Kelly?
I think do they still play it?
I don't know. R. Kelly, first of all, if we even get into that nonsense, he at number one, you should be disgusted to hear his music. I'm not even talking about canceled. He should be like, that man is a literal sexual predator. He's a sex trafficking. Everybody knew he was sex trafficking. Just that is ridiculous.
Right.
This stuff, I'm not saying what Lizzo did is okay. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying like, that's just a different level. But I do think the radio still plays music. I don't know. Like they'll still do it. But
definitely Kanye too, after his whole like anti-Semitic
stuff. Okay, it's just like, I don't even know what to think about it. Like, I don't even know what to say.
But it's just interesting. So this was a little bit old news too. It's just a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right when the Kanye stuff happened, where he was literally tweeting like, I hate the Jews, all this stuff. Harassing his wife.
It's so scary to say that because you could be clipped on the internet for anything.
So when Kanye said that,
I know.
So, or tweeted that, and again, harassing his wife, stalking, like posting things about it. Like,
he was insane. Insane.
Doing horrible things. His music was still being played, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not trying to compare evils, different. Whatever.
I compare evils for sure. I compare evils 100%.
This is gonna be a great clippable moment.
I'm just saying I compare evils.
Right. Okay. So this now was like a couple years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Rex Orange County, who is my favorite artist, music wise.
So scary.
So there was like, it came out that he was allegedly, he had 6 counts of sexual assault charges against him. Okay. That maybe I don't remember the exact month, 4 months or something before the end of the year happened. Then the end of the year happens and everyone's Spotify Wrapped is out. And then everyone's just like, so already he's just canceled, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, 6 counts of sexual assault, right? Definitely like look into that and
100%.
all that stuff. So then everyone's Spotify Wrapped comes out and is like, wow, you guys had 4 months to like not have Rex in your top, whatever, and da-da-da. So basically
that's
saying
a little
to like,
ridiculous.
basically saying to like not listen to his music, to like not support him, why are you still listening to him, da-da-da-da. But then again, these are alleged cases. And then when it comes out, so again, it's tough with celebrities because it's very easy to pay people off, to get away with things,
100%.
Right? But when these articles were coming out about 6 counts of sexual assault,
Yeah.
He actually made his statement, he couldn't make a statement for like months. It was like maybe like a year. It was a long time. He finally came out and he's like, I was proven innocent. The victim's husband or boyfriend,
Alleged victims,
testified against her. Like testified that like that Rex did not do anything. And also the 6 counts of sexual assault were like touching her on the butt, on the leg, on the face. Like it was the same person touching her in 6 places.
Okay, so it wasn't 6 people, it was one person.
Right. And again, I'm not saying obviously that's not okay, right?
Yeah.
But also when you're saying 6 counts of sexual
the media
assault,
definitely warps the story, right? Because that's it's very different that it's different for, even if you're thinking if this guy is innocent or guilty, that 6 people came forward versus 1 person came forward. That's
Right.
a way different story. So 6 counts of alleged
And again,
sexual
with
assault,
not-
it needs to be told what that means. Like
right,
specified.
exactly. Right. And the accounts weren't even like coercion or rape or anything like that. It was like touching her butt, which again, inappropriate, especially for a person of power, celebrity, all that stuff. 100%. But what I'm saying is his music was literally canceled. Like all over TikTok, people were like, don't play, don't use the sounds, all this stuff. Kanye is actually proven racist.
Yeah.
And his music is not canceled.
Yeah.
It's just wild to me. And then the Lizzo thing, right? All these allegations, and they intro her song with her allegations.
I know. That's like in poor
Crazy.
taste, in my opinion.
100%.
Definitely in poor taste. And also there's definitely, that's why it's like so hard to just like really get into it, because it's like, first of all, you will never like something that's not problematic. Every single person on this planet is problematic, has done things that are problematic, has done things that are stupid, has done things that are bad. Now, again, that doesn't mean that like that's okay, that any of the stuff we just talked about is okay.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, it is hard, like, because I know people are like, oh, some people are like, separate the art from the artist. Some people are like, you cannot separate the art from the artist. I think it's like, I just don't think there's a one size fits all for everything. I just really don't think so. For me and R. Kelly, as I've said, fuck that song, fuck everything about him, all his art, garbage. But that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah. And then also again, we should actually, honestly, we should wrap it up. Okay. I don't want to end on that note. Anything lighter hearted real quick?
Let me look at my notes.
I'm obsessed with Wordle TikTok. Do you want to talk about something?
I wanted to just talk about our jerseys real quick. Just real quick before we sign off, because we have a lot to talk. I mean, we haven't been like doing this for a while, so we've had a lot to talk about. But just wanted to let you guys know why we're wearing these jerseys. Very recently it was announced, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, that Neymar has been signed to Al Hilal, which is it's in the Saudi Arabian league, basically, effectively like ending and a lot of people think ruining his career in soccer. It's like a really big deal. He's 31 years old. Basically,
why? Because it's like a side league, like not a big deal.
It's just not the European league. Like everybody, that's the top league, right?
It's called Al Hilal.
Al Hilal is the team that he's going to. It's the Saudi Arabian league. Basically, they're buying out everybody. They just got Ronaldo. They got the money. So people just say like he sold himself out for money, basically, because he's 31. He's never won a Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or is like the award for soccer. You have to be playing in the European League to win it. I believe. Don't yell at me if that's wrong. But he's only won 1 Champions League title. Like there's just like a bunch of stuff that he hasn't done, and he just like sold himself out for money, essentially. It was a really big deal. A lot of people, like Messi, got offered a crazy contract from them. I mean, crazy. Oh, so has freaking what is his name? Why am I blanking on? It's this freaking drink that makes me blank right now. Oh my god, I don't remember his name. Whatever. Anyway, they're offering a ton of money to athletes to go over there because they basically want to build a big league. So that's what some people are saying. They're like, oh, it's fine, like that, you know, they're getting big players, they have a lot of like money, like maybe it'll be, you know, a good league too to watch. But like a lot of like the OG diehard like soccer fans are just like, why are you doing this? Like, you're selling out your passion, like you're just selling out for just money. And I agree with them. You don't need more money, even though they're offering $100 million a season to him.
Yeah.
Insane money.
Well, they have insane money, and they're not just investing in soccer, like WWE, boxing.
Yeah.
Like they're investing in so many sports.
Oh, it was Mbappe. He's like one of the best, if not the best, like younger player right now. Like he's incredible.
Right.
They offered him $1 billion. Like it was like the most insane. I can't remember if he took it. I don't know if he took it. I don't think he did take it, but insane freaking money, man. Like $1.1 billion, I think.
Damn.
It's just insane. But anyway, on that note, that's all I really had to say.
So much to talk about.
I know.
We're going to drop this episode on Friday. So you're seeing this on Friday, but then we're going to film every Tuesday starting again. So we're going to start live streaming.
That's what I was about to say. So
Pumped
you
about
have
that.
to come see us on Twitch.
You know what? So I think we should try on YouTube live streaming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently it's more discoverable, more searchable, more you can.
Find us somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll post about it. But
All right. Thank
Anyway.
you so much for watching. We will see you next week.
peace.
Bye. The piece so bad.